You've got to be quiet. Tonight, of all nights, you've got to be quiet, or the magic won't happen. That's what Mum and Dad tell me anyway. So I'm going to be quiet, even if you aren't. I'm going to stay awake too, until midnight. Because the magic happens at midnight. Mum and Dad don't know I'm staying up late, of course. They'd be a bit annoyed. But I ask you, how else would I get to speak to Father Christmas? I can see you're not sure. You're huddled there staring at me like the toys on my top shelf and thinking, she's never going to meet Father Christmas. My toys felt the same, but I had a chat with them and they've agreed to help. They are called Sven the Teddy, Dolly the Dolly, Cat the Cat, and Miles the Jazz Monkey. They are going to keep their eyes open for anything unusual that flies past my bedroom window. You could do the same if you want. In the meantime, I've got to stay awake. The thing is, there's nothing more likely to send you to sleep on Christmas Eve than a nice warm bedroom and a cosy duvet. So for starters, I've left my window open. I'm also going to stick my feet out from under the duvet so my toes are just the right side of chilly. If I get a bit peckish, the toy said it could be a long night. I've got a beaker of orange juice, a gingerbread man, and 2 chocolate reindeer. And if I get bored, I've got my torch and a book of nursery rhymes. I have to be careful with these. Most nursery rhymes are great, but if I accidentally make a start on 10 green bottles, I may as well give up right now. Boringest rhyme ever. I wouldn't wish 10 green bottles on my worst enemy. My worst enemy, by the way, is Oliver. He pulled the head off Tufty the dog and he smiled at me while he was doing it. Tufty was my toy, by the way, so don't worry. If the going gets really tough, I've also memorised 10 Christmas carols. My favourite is I Saw 3 Ships Come Sailing In, and my least favourite is Away in a Manger. Nice idea. The cattle are lowing, the baby awakes. But everyone's asleep by verse 3. I can see the light coming up from under my door. Mum and Dad are downstairs, and they're talking. I think they're drinking wine too because they're talking much louder than usual and laughing at things that aren't very funny. I think they're laughing about Christmas. I think they're not taking it seriously. Between you and me, I sometimes think they don't believe in Father Christmas, and that makes me feel a bit sad. It's like last night. I heard sleigh bells outside my bedroom window. When I told Dad this morning, he said the next door neighbours had let Millie the dog out in the backyard for a poo, and that the noise I heard was the bell on her collar. I think Dad knew he was wrong, because Mum gave him a funny look and told me that the reindeers were doing a practice run. And maybe a practice poo too, said Dad. He wasn't smiling. 10 green bottles hanging on the wall. 10 green bottles. Oh, no, it's no good. I'm just going to have to jump up and down. That'll keep me awake. What was that? Did you hear it? Sven? Dolly? Cat? Miles? Sleigh bells! Did you hear it? No, you're not listening hard enough. It must be midnight. The magic begins at midnight. Where's my torch? Where's my torch? Ah, there it is. I heard them! I heard them! I'm sure I did. The sleigh bells were getting closer and closer, and then Father Christmas and the reindeer and the sleigh flew past my window, and then they landed on the roof with a thud and a scrape, and the reindeer were neighing and snorting, and their hooves were clattering on the tiles, and Father Christmas was saying, ho, 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 and grunting as he lifted his sack off the sleigh, and then he was stumbling around because it was so full of toys, and Sven and Dolly and Cat and Miles saw it all too, and what? 9:38. 9:38. Actually, the toys said this might happen. Midnight is miles away, isn't it? Luckily, Sven planned for this. He's much more cleverer than he looks. He helped me write a note, just in case I didn't make it to midnight. This is what it says. Dear Father Christmas, thanks ever so much for coming. If you are reading this, I have fallen asleep. The orange juice, gingerbread man, chocolate reindeers, nursery rhymes, and carols didn't work. This doesn't mean I don't believe in you. The thing is, I'm not sure Mum and Dad do. Sometimes I feel sorry for grown-ups. Sometimes it feels like they've forgotten. I could see it in my dad's eyes today. It's Millie the dog doing a poo in the backyard, not Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer landing on the roof. It's like everything's too serious and there's no space in the world for magic anymore. What happens to grown-ups when they grow up? Okay, let's try this. Dear Father Christmas, I know you're busy, but if you have time, can you help? Can you help the grown-ups remember what it was like when they were kids? When they gazed out of their bedroom window on Christmas Eve? When they just couldn't wait? When a second could last an hour? When an hour could last forever? When they'd do anything to stay awake? And when their hearts were so full of joy and excitement that they never wanted it to end? If you could help, then that would be my special gift to Mum and Dad for Christmas. I think they'd really like it, don't you? Because then the magic really would happen. And then anything could be possible. Sven says we can't do any more than that. He's a teddy after all. And look at me. I'm just a child. What do I know? I'll just keep my eyes wide open and my toys by my side. And when I hear those sleigh bells, and when I see Father Christmas, and when I feel the warmth of the festive season all around me, I'll be sure to let you know. Night-night.